All right, today we're headed to the Horn of Africa to dive into the incredible story of Somaliland. Now, this is a nation that has truly carved its own path, forging a one-of-a-kind identity against all odds. But it's also one of the world's biggest political paradoxes.
And this isn't just some thought experiment. It's the reality for the nearly 6 million people of Somaliland. For more than 30 years, they've built a whole state. We're talking government, currency, borders, the whole 9 yards. And yet, it's pretty much invisible on the world map.
So, to really understand Somaliland, you have to start with the land itself, this ancient, dramatic landscape that has shaped its people for thousands of years.
Okay, so picture this. Somaliland is perched right on the southern coast of the Gulf of Aden. Its shores have been a crossroads for empires and ideas since the time of the pharaohs. I mean, this strategic spot connecting Africa to the Arabian Peninsula has absolutely defined its destiny.
What's really cool is that the country is split into 3 totally distinct zones. First, you've got the Guban. That's the hot, dry coastal plain. Then there's the Ogo, a much cooler mountainous area, where you'll find the country's highest peak, Chimberas. And finally, the Had, this huge southern plateau that just explodes with life and becomes prime grazing land when the rains hit. This geography isn't just scenery. It dictates the entire rhythm of life here.
And this land, well, it has forged a people with a culture that's as deep as it is resilient. So let's talk about the pillars that hold this unique identity together.
You can really boil it down to 2 main pillars, Islam and poetry. Almost everyone in Somaliland is a Sunni Muslim, and faith is just woven into the fabric of everyday life. But right alongside it is this profound love for poetry. It's this powerful oral tradition where poets are, well, they're like rock stars. They use their words to debate politics, record history, and basically shape society.
And holding everything together, underneath it all, is the clan system. This is, without a doubt, the most important social unit in Somaliland. Society is built around these clans, with lineage traced through the father's side, and these extended family networks are absolutely vital to politics and social life. The clan is like a traditional government and a social safety net all in one. The Isaaq clan family is the majority here, and that fact is going to be pretty important in just a minute when we look at the country's recent history.
And oh boy, what a history it is. Somaliland's modern story wasn't just written down, it was literally forged in the fire of colonialism, a failed union, and a devastating war for independence.
So let's just quickly trace this journey. Back in 1884, it became a British protectorate. Then, on June 26, 1960, it got its full independence. But just 5 days later, 5 days, it voluntarily united with its southern neighbor, chasing this dream of a greater Somalia. That dream, however, turned into a nightmare. By 1991, after a brutal civil war, Somaliland declared it was taking back the sovereignty it had given away 3 decades earlier.
Yeah, that whole dream of unity soured really fast. The northern regions, that's former British Somaliland, felt completely sidelined, both politically and economically, by the government down in Mogadishu. This quote here just perfectly captures that feeling of disillusionment that ultimately led to war.
In that war, it was unbelievably brutal. The regime of Barre launched this horrific campaign against the Isaaq clan, who were the heart of the resistance. The capital city, Hargeisa, was systematically bombed. We're talking up to 90% of the entire city was just leveled, turned to rubble.
But from those ashes, a new state was born. And in a 2001 referendum, the people made their voices heard loud and clear. Get this, a staggering 97.1% of voters confirmed their independence, choosing once and for all to separate from Somalia and build their own future.
But hey, the story of Somaliland isn't just about politics and war. It's a land of incredibly deep history and some really surprising modern twists. So what's this number? Well, that's how old the amazing rock art at Luskeel is. These paintings were only discovered in 2002, and they are stunning. You see these vibrant pictures of decorated cows and hunters. They're some of the best preserved in all of Africa, a true window into the ancient past.
Now today, the economy runs on something just as ancient: livestock. Millions of sheep, camels, and cattle are shipped out from the port of Berbera, mostly to Gulf Arab countries. It is the absolute lifeblood of the nation's commerce.
But here's where it gets wild. While the economy's backbone is traditional, the way people pay for things is totally futuristic. Somaliland is a world leader in mobile money. Seriously. Using services like Zaid, you can buy anything from a cup of tea on the street to a new car, all with your phone. It's a genuine cashless society.
And all of this brings us to the final and maybe the most important part of Somaliland's story, its ongoing struggle to just be seen by the rest of the world.
So, despite holding democratic elections since 1991, Somaliland is still stuck in this diplomatic limbo. It has informal relationships with a bunch of countries, and it's even found a kind of kinship with another unrecognized state, Taiwan. A recent deal with Ethiopia, trading sea access for potential recognition, could be a real game changer. But for now, no seat at the UN, no seat at the African Union.
And that's where we'll leave it with this question. Somaliland has built a level of peace and stability that's pretty rare in its part of the world, and they did it all on their own terms. It really makes you question what a country even is, and it leaves us all wondering, what does it actually take for a nation to be welcomed into the global community?